I don't really know how to begin this video, so I'm just gonna jump straight into it. I'm sharing something a little bit more personal about myself today. Most of you, or some of you, have guessed at it. Some of you I've told, but for the most part I don't talk about it out of fear of upsetting other people who have gone through shit that's similar to myself. But I'm working on my healing, and I'm working on being strong enough to share my story. And I guess today that includes talking to you guys about my mum. She committed suicide when I was 12, and I've never gotten over it. I'm not even sure I've forgiven her yet. I know that sounds horrible, but that's just a part of what it is. I was very young, and I still don't know how to grasp emotionally a healthy outlook on her death. And because of that, I suffer and I struggle. She OD'd on Effexor, her antidepressant medication, and I found her in her room when I was 12. I went in to grab the phone to call my then boyfriend, and as I walked in the door, I saw her feet, and as I walked in further, I saw the rest of her body, and she had blood coming out of this side of her mouth. She was naked. She'd taken off all of her clothes. She cut off all of her hair, and she'd left a suicide note. And I know most parents or step-parents at that age, they would try to explain, but for me there was no soft way into it. I found her, and there was no chance for my nan or my stepdad to sort of soften that blow for me. So I've been living with that image of her for 14 years now. It's a hard one to erase. It's something I think about when people talk about their mums. It's what I thought about when I got my license. It's what I thought about when I had my first boyfriend. Every time I make an achievement, every time I get past something that's good in my life, I think about the fact that she's not here to see it and share it and just be there with me, to be happy for me. And it's painful. I fall in and out of reality because of it. I suffer BPD, I suffer CPTSD because of it. I cut myself and I try to kill myself because of it. I don't think that was ever her intention, but that's just how it is. The saddest part was she had this beautiful, bubbly, happy disposition. She had a beautiful smile, and she always used it. She always went out of her way to make sure that other people were happy. But she never gave herself that same chance. I know there are people, maybe on my Facebook, who will watch this and be angry and sad, but I haven't gotten over her death. I don't think I ever will. I don't think I'll ever get used to the fact that my mum isn't here anymore, and I'll never get used to not having her there. The fact that she'll never meet my stepson or my future kids, and they won't have a grandmother. And it makes me fear abandonment. It makes me fear that even the people who love me the most are capable of leaving, and it makes me lash out at the people who are currently in my life, who I love and who love me. And I know that. I know that they love me and I know that they're there for me, but that doesn't mean that they won't leave. And on my worst days, I'm angry. I'm angry at her. I'm angry at myself. I've beat myself up for 14 years, thinking about all the times I was a brat as a child, thinking about all the things I could have done better, thinking about if I went into a room that night and just said, "Mom, please, don't," that she might have been reminded that she had a reason to live. And I know that everything I'm saying is selfish and it's from a child's point of view. And now that I'm 26, I was 12 when it happened. Now that I'm 26 years old, I see the difficulty, and I'm suicidal myself, but the main thing that gets me through is that people will be hurt if I leave. People will be sad, and people will go through what I've been going through for all these years, and it keeps me here. It keeps me pushing, and I just don't know if it's enough. So I get it. I get it. All I've done is try to move forward with my life and move past my trauma. Try and take better steps. Do what people tell me to do so that I can move forward and so that I can have a full life, but it's never full without her there. And I just don't know how I get to get past that. I don't understand how people can see the light after the dark tunnel. I don't know if that'll ever be me or a part of my healing journey, but I feel like I needed to talk about it because I miss her all the time. I miss her every fucking day. Every time something happens in my life and people would go running to their mum and say, "Mum, look what I did." I don't get that. So I guess to end this video up, I just wanted to say that I'm sorry to everybody that I've hurt in the past. I'm sorry to the people that I will hurt in the future. I'm sorry to everybody that I lash out at. But I just don't know how not to be still in my grieving mode. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with my life. I lived a normal childhood for 12 years and then it just felt like the rug was ripped out from underneath me. And everybody has said, like, this is how other people do it, and this is what you should do, and you should finish school, and you should get a job, and you should get off drugs. And I did all that, and I'm still hurting. I still don't know how to regulate my emotions. I still don't know how to not see her, how to not see her body. I'm angry at myself. I'm angry at my family, her mother, her father especially. because I swear she thought when she was taking her life that she had set up a safety net of people who would take care of me, and they didn't. And I don't know how to deal with all that. I don't know how to get past the stage of resentment. I don't know how people look back in their life and they see people who have died or people who have killed themselves and say, oh, I had such happy times with them, and just see all the good memories. A lot of that was erased for me when she died. I have a few particular good moments that I remember with my mom, and most of the time when people bring up her name or bring up their own mother or their own grief, I just see pain and sadness and two kids who didn't know what the fuck to do after she died, or didn't know how to take the fact that she didn't want to live a life anymore, even though everyone tells you your kids will keep you going. So coming into a point in my life where I'm about to take on the role of a stepmother, I'm fucking scared. I'm terrified. Because she was the strongest, happiest, most loving person that I know, and it still wasn't enough for her. Her pain was too great. I'm tired of hiding it. I'm tired of acting like I'm this normal human being and yeah, I've gone through some pain, but I've came out the other side winning. Because I haven't. I haven't come out the other side. I might be winning, but it's just not the same without her here. And it's the reason why I'll go days without talking to anybody. It's the reason why I'll go days without eating, why I'll go nights without sleeping, why I don't trust people. I'll push people away. It's not a fair thing for anybody to go through. And people have been telling me that they're proud of me lately because I've gotten off the weed and I've gotten a job and I've been taking care of myself, and it's just, I don't get to hear it from her, and it just rekindles a whole bunch of pain that I thought I had gotten past. So I guess in ending, to finish this video, all I'll say is, I'm sorry. I wish I could be the person that you would be proud of, but I miss her too much. I guess I just wanted to say that I'm recording this because I've been living in this sort of dark place for a lot of years, and I've always done it on my own. I've never really shared just how deep the pain goes and how much it's affected my life and how much it still affects my life. And at an attempt to heal and to be understood, and I don't know, just to feel freed of it, to feel better, I felt the need to share. People always ask me, what's wrong? And I'm like, nothing. People are like, do you want to talk about it? I'm like, no. And I don't. Because it's fucking painful to talk about. And it sucks the life out of the rest of my day every single time I see a kid in the street being a rat to their mother, because that's an opportunity that I'll never get again. When I see other people's relationships and how they just don't know just how much that they need their mum until their mum is gone, it makes me angry. When I see fathers who, out of vindictiveness, treat their kid's mum like shit out of revenge of a broken heart. And I posted this yesterday, and this is where it's coming from. I don't feel like it's fair. As a kid who misses their mum every fucking day, and I'm not a kid anymore, but I'm her kid. As someone who misses their mother every day, just tell her you love her, because you never know when she's going to be gone. If you have the opportunity, go and give her a cuddle. It's the opportunity that I'll never have. And lastly, I'm not posting this to scare anybody. It's not a goodbye video. It's an attempt for me to free myself from the shit that I've gone through and the shit that I still go through alone, and the shit that goes through my head, and just maybe so somebody else doesn't feel alone. Like, don't feel like you're the only person who's gone through this if you've gone through it. Don't feel like you can't talk. You can, and you can share it. And it's painful, but it's worth it. Because the people around you deserve to know that you're in pain so that they can try and help, so that they can at least be there. It's just not a fair life. You got dealt a hand of cards that were not meant for you. And because of that, you have to be stronger than you're supposed to be.